Hello everyone, I am going to tell you the story of the Twits by Roald Dahl. The Twits were horrid, nasty people. They hated children, they fight with each other, and they play tricks upon each other. But the worst of all, their favorite food is bird pie. So Mr. Twit used to put glue on all the trees so that when the birds came to perch on them, they would get caught. Then Mr. Twit would kill them and Mistress Twit would make hot sizzling bird pie. Mr. Twit was a monkey trainer. He was very strict with his monkeys. The monkeys lived only for trying to warn the birds not to sit on the trees. But oh dear me, the monkeys were African and these American birds couldn't understand what they were blabbering. So they had to sit, and these unfortunate birds ended up in hot bird pie. But it turned out that an African bird named the Roly Poly had come by. The Roly Poly was African, but he could also speak American, and when he heard this, he was glad. He went around telling all the birds that there's sticky stuff on the tree and the monkey's cage. If you land on them, you'll never get free. So fly away, stay up high, or else you'll be finished in hot bird pie. This warning was yelled everywhere, and so all the birds perched themselves on the Twits' house. And the monkey stood laughing at the Twits. But Mr. Twit had an idea. They would buy guns and shoot the birds. Then they would still have bird pie. So Mr. Twit and Mistress Twit, off they went. Meanwhile, Mr. Monkey had a plan. He took the super glue and asked all the birds to apply it on the ceiling. Then he took a big carpet and everything lying on the floor of the living room. He pasted them all on the ceiling. So it looked as though somebody was standing on the ceiling instead of the floor. Then two ravens took some glue in their claws. And when the Twits came back, the two ravens swooped down and dropped the glue on the Twit's head. Mr. Twit said that it was birds dropping and said that he would clean it and shoot the ravens himself. But when he went inside, both of them thought that they were standing upside down on the ceiling. So they quickly stood upside down on their heads so that way they would still be standing on the floor. Ha ha! This silly Twits fell for the trick. The so-called birds dropping, which was actually glue, stuck. And the Twits couldn't get away. Then they got a disease called the dreaded shrinks. It was when they became very, very tiny. Mr. Twit had played a trick like this on Mistress Twit, but now it was for real. The Twits shrank and shrank. Soon, they were as small as a fingernail, and they even shrank from there and vanished. What happened to them? The next day, a kind-hearted man named Fred came to the house. He was delivering a letter. "Cooey," he said. He rang the doorbell. No one came to the door. He went inside and yelled, "Hello? Anybody home?" No response. The Twits had got the dreaded shrinks and vanished. There were no more of Mr. or Mistress Twit in this world. And all the monkeys, all the birds and Fred shouted, "Hooray!" I hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you.